هلا بالخميس هلا 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 بالخميس ويكند عيال هلا بالخميس هلا بالخميس هلا 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 بالخميس ويكند عيال هلا بالخميس.
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن استنى بالسنة إلى يوم الدين ثم أما بعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. It's Laylatul Jum'ah, Hala bil Khamis, and Alhamdulillah, another segment of the Ilm Hub with myself, Yusuf Hasib, and Moulana Sheikh Hill. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, Sheikh?
Alhamdulillah, and yourself, Sheikh?
Alhamdulillah, I'm well. Alhamdulillah.
How's the week been?
Laid back. I'm on holiday.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, no, I had some weight cupping today, but the timing was just out because you can't have a shower after the weight cupping. I had at 10 o'clock, and then I was sweet actually. So if you smell anything unsavory, that's Sheikh Ebrahim next. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sheikh Ebrahim, Sheikh Muhammad. How are you guys doing?
Good, alhamdulillah. How are you
Alhamdulillah. 2023. Why Furqan? I was going to go for the
kill.
For the kill one time because Sheikh, we are inundated with posters. You know, there's one Moulana. He had on his Facebook status about 12 posters of colleagues of his who have institutes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're bombarded with posters. You're bombarded with institutes.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, your kids are going to go to school next week. You're buying stationery. You need to plan. It's Ramadan around the corner. You need to buy Eid clothes. And somewhere in that budget, right, you have to factor in Islamic knowledge, Islamic education. We have with us, alhamdulillah, the founder, CEO, the main man, the boss, the Amir. What else? Shaykh al-Islam.
Shaykh al-Islam.
Amir al-Muhaddithin.
Amir al-Mu'mineen.
فخر الزمان
وحيد الزمان فريد الدهر.
Allahu Akbar. We have with us Shaykh Mohammed Ariefdien, the founder of Al-Furqan, and we say Al-Furqan بالتعريف, Sheikh. Is that with تعريف?
No.
تعريف with the alif and the lam, and the Cape Town Western Cape coordinator Sheikh Ibrahim Charles. But Sheikh,
inshallah,
why Al-Furqan?
Why Al-Furqan? Sheikh Yusuf, that's a very simple question to answer. Right? I mean, why Al-Furqan? The same reason that Sheikh Yusuf and Moulana Sheikh joined Al-Furqan to teach. That's the same reason. You twisted
my arms, so you're going to twist the arms of 1,000 people. MashaAllah, no, it's...
Alhamdulillah, you know, when we look at Al-Furqan as an institute, for each individual that comes to Al-Furqan and they register and they take this path or this journey, it's unique for each individual as that is. Because when we look at it, someone would join Al-Furqan specifically maybe just to find themselves or connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but better. You'll find those that want to perhaps wanting to be more academic. And Al-Furqan has that for you, right? It basically depends on what the student wants for himself. Earlier you mentioned about the budget, right? Al-Furqan, when you look at the budget specifically,
Are we competitive, Sheikh?
Are we competitive? I think we're non-competitive at this moment in time because I mean at the moment it's very little, right? I mean 200 rand per month. I think it's less than Netflix.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So from a budget perspective, I don't even think that you need to be focused on that aspect. But really, for an individual that wants to connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in their own way, right? Find their own path. Many a time people will look at various institutes and they will see perhaps the feel, the look makes them feel uncomfortable.
Like one of the instructors wearing a uchi. But I'm wearing this because traditionally I won't wear it to class. And we're having bad hair days.
Yeah. What's the name? But maybe it's overwhelming for some people. The sheikh sitting there with a big jubba on, turban.
Yeah, so when the sheikh doesn't wear a cap, that's maybe more comfortable for them.
I feel at home, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, when that student specifically looks at that aspect of which institute to join, right? It is more for them to say to themselves, how am I going to path my way? What journey am I taking? And that is basically what Al-Furqan offers. There's no pressure on the student. The intake of the knowledge, self-based, the way they perform as an individual in terms of how they develop towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's critical, that's important.
So the journey is the same, Sheikh, but your experience on that journey might differ. And I think that's why this podcast is so important, Sheikh. Because if we go back to the words of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Laysa al-khabar kal-mu'ayana." So now you're hearing from one student, or you're hearing from other people. Don't go there. That Ashik guy is not a good guy. That Yusuf guy has a terrible personality. So now you get to see half of the staff complement, right, and what we have to offer. Tonight I'm wearing like other hat because we like stepping out from Al-Furqan. We can't really, but we're going to ask the questions also. So as I just want to latch on to what you were saying. As an instructor now for a year and a half, right? So it's 3 years later, 3 campuses later. Because and we can say that we changed campus twice and we had the third one because of growth. Can we say that?
Alhamdulillah. Yes, we can.
Definitely because of growth and because of a need to be accessible to the broader
masses. Yes. I mean, even in Port Elizabeth, it was the same. We started off initially at the community center. Within a month, then we had to move, right? Because we were over capacity during that period. We were looking at 20 to start off, and we had about 45 students at first registration. So yeah, I mean that's just the growth from an institute perspective. And alhamdulillah, it's been 3 years, you know. Over 40 graduates. I just spoke to Sheikh Ebrahim now. We had our first graduates in Cape Town last 2022, 8 students, and then for Port Elizabeth we had 23, and the year before that 16. So alhamdulillah, you know, the growth has been there.
So as an instructor, Sheikh, like you said, the students and the reasons why they are there, it varies, man. So I have students, or I've experienced students, their sons or daughters started the Hifz journey perhaps. And then the Sheikh of the Hifz school, he's an instructor at Al-Furqan, and he invites them. They didn't have, you know, the foggiest idea what Seerah is. What do you learn inside Seerah? Seerah is a subject, but what do you learn? Hadith is a subject. What is Mustalah al-Hadith? Today they finished the 2-year course and they know what it is. Other people came and said, or they already had a background. They came from a previous institute from Cape Town in the 90s maybe. And they did Mustalah al-Hadith back then. And now they come and refresh or relook or, you know, get a different perspective. Even Sheikh Ashik, let me get to Sheikh Ibrahim. If we get to, so on our poster we say Shafi and Hanafi fiqh.
Allah.
Is that always the answer you're going to get at Al-Furqan?
I think.
Istafti qalbak.
I just want to go back to the question that you asked earlier about, like, you know, why Al-Furqan, and I mentioned this before. I think what the student gets over there is this variety, right? So it's first of all from the asatida, the teachers themselves. So they come from a kaleidoscope of different backgrounds. We have lecturers from that studied in Medina, in Makkah, in Egypt, that studied locally, but also with a bit of an international flavor as well, like Moulana Ashik, right? And so there's all of that, you know, packed into one institution. So you get variety in terms of, you know, the different approaches as well. And then most of the asatida, and I say most, could possibly be all of them, you know, have a teaching background. So they either teachers at schools or they lectures at other universities. So it's not people that are new to teaching. You're gonna have that type of variety, different approaches to teaching as well. And then also when it comes to the knowledge that they have. So there's this variety. And we always have the discussions, and the students get to witness different opinions being discussed at the institute.
So there's no like uniformity that it's like a blanket.
No. Yeah, being in that form of uniformity is boring.
So if you're walking in the road, you can't say that's Al-Furqan student because he's wearing the uniform. We don't have a uniform. We don't have a set kufiya that we wear or certain color. Moulana Ashik. So you joined. I left the graduation due to somebody had to be at home at a certain time. Right? But then my mother then came back, and my mother was always my eyes on the ground. And she said that Sheikh Muhammad mentioned that we the Lat Lamaches. My daddy said Kotsuki, but I said, no, I don't think it's like Kotsuki. Kotsuki was another word, man. But you said myself, you and Moulana Binting are the laat lammetjes. As a laat lammetje.
I laat laat sit the guy.
As a laat lammetje, Sheikh. What's your experience at
Alhamdulillah.
What did you expect and what did you find?
To be honest, right? I've taught at many places. I've taught at Islamic Online University. I've taught in a Darul Uloom. I've taught at various, the spectrum is wide, and I've taught
Primary school, high school,
everywhere,
university.
basically. So what I expected was a difference, because most of the places that I taught at, example, online university, they have a certain approach to the understanding of the deen. The Darul Uloom that I taught at, they have a specific approach to the understanding of the deen. Here, when I came into the setup, I knew my colleagues are from different backgrounds,
different persuasions,
different masharib and masalik and madhahib. So I knew I'm going to be benefiting from that perspective. And number two, I knew that the students will be benefiting from us, because your asatida, the teachers that are teaching you, they're not from the same manhaj or the same methodology in the understanding of the deen. We all have different approaches to understanding.
But we have
things.
a kalimatun sawa.
Yeah, obviously there is some common ground that we find ourselves in, but in our practice of the deen, there's definitely difference of understanding.
And Sheikh Yusuf, I remember once, not once, on a few occasions, when Ashik was asked questions, people asked big questions, and then you'd actually give the different opinions and the reasons for why they have that different opinions, and that in itself breeds a lot of tolerance. So now we actually understand why certain groups do it that way and certain groups doing that way, and that just helps you to grow and develop as a person as well, as a student.
I just want to get this straight. Certain established Sunni groups, acceptable groups, because we don't have any crazies.
Yeah,
No crazies on the staff, please. Yeah, because when we say it's open, and you might get that understanding that we're open to any
liberal
ideology, and we promote liberalism, and this is definitely we are an orthodox Sunni school. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So yeah, that has been my
Sheikh, so what does Al Furqan have to offer for 2023, Sheikh Mohammed?
What do we offer for 2023? More of the same, inshallah, but in a better package.
Flagship.
Flagship. That's the most important.
When we say to Sheikh Mohammed, it's all about flagship. The flagship. Don't touch the flagship. Star Trek, the ship must
be touched. I think the diploma is still our best offering, no matter what we come about with in 2023 with regards to the new programs that we will be launching, inshallah. But ultimately, the diploma, if someone is there, they wanting to become a better person in terms of not just connecting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but finding themselves with regards to their deen, then the diploma is definitely that. What we specifically look at from a level 1 to level 4 perspective, which is the 2-year program, it's how the student develops over that period, right? From fiqh al-ibadah to fiqh al-mu'amalat, from the worship, the fiqh of worship, how to pray properly, how to fast properly. All those, maybe the information that you have grasped at a very young age, right? Perhaps you've understood it wrong. When are you going to have that opportunity to
when you fix it?
And then we come to the fiqh al-mu'amalat, social interaction with one another.
How do you sell right and buy right? When do you actually,
so all of those things comes together. So you have that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through understanding the tafsir, doing aqidah, the belief, how you should believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's number one. So Allah is there. You're connected to Allah over that 2-year period. And then you have the second part, which is the fiqh, the ibadah, the worship of how you need to do your actions, how do you perform your salah correctly and those things. And then the third one is the self. Now, how do you develop as yourself as an individual spiritually? And that's the last part, because basically that brings everything together over that 2-year period. So the seerah, the Islamic psychology, brings all those things together once you have connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a specific way, and you're saying to yourself, okay, but now what? How do I go about this? So the Islamic psychology aspect really brings it together, the self-awareness, how do you build your character through the information that you have grasped now.
The program sounds very holistic, Sheikh. Like holistic.
Yeah, and it's a 2-year period
because we find if you study pure academically, man, people just cut themselves off and look at it black and white, and it doesn't affect them. It's just facts that they look at.
Yes.
And on the other hand, we have others that immerse themselves in practice without understanding. But here we have a package where you understand, you practice, and you feel that this education is actually changing you.
Yeah.
Changing the nation through education.
And it's over a period of time. That self-development takes place over a period of time. That's why you got the level 1 thought out, what type of curriculum will offer, level 2, and then level 3 and so forth. Level 3, you come to a stage whereby you're growing, you're maturing as a student. But now we come in with the seerah of how the Prophet ﷺ was as an individual, his struggles and the things that he went through. You come to level 4, you learn more about Islamic psychology, like I've mentioned, building your character. In terms of how we look at certain things from an Islamic point of view, but also more so with regards to how we, when we have issues in our lives, for example, like Islamic psychology touches on those type of aspects, because an individual, how does he navigate? Right? He's got the tools. How's the awareness with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through that process of living life? And I think that is important. Now, having a subject like that kind of provides you the tools and the know-how aspects of understanding what to do.
Yeah, tools is not enough. I mean, your buya could have been a ambagsman, then he dies, he leaves you with tools, but you don't know
what to use those tools.
Yeah, and like my father still, folks fun at me with that. So
another interesting thing is the fact that the students gain a lot of experience, practical experience. So we have this program where the students, I think it's restricted to the level 4 students, where they do presentations.
The da'wah presentation.
Yeah, like I can remember when I studied, we never got that opportunity of presenting in front of teachers, and getting necessary feedback and stuff like that. So that's something good. Students.
No, but I think it's across the levels. With the monthly assembly, there's some type of input from the level 1.
So the da'wah session that we had now recently, that the level 4s had, which are now the graduates. That was an amazing program. We had 30 non-Muslims attend that program, and people were saying, when's the next program?
What was the program called, Sheikh?
It was basically
it's like Islam 101.
It was
open mosque tour, was it?
Introducing Islam to people, right? And there were many questions that the non-Muslims had, and the graduates, I'm going to call them the graduates, right? The graduates had the opportunity to actually engage them, answer the questions. And obviously they had Mashaykh with them to assist where they could. But and then also the graduates are intending to have youth programs for this year. So they're gonna, but it's also like giving back to the community. What they've learned, they want to give back to the community and build and develop the community.
You mentioned the graduates, and that means you're a graduate if you complete level 4 successfully. Have they left Al Furqan?
No, they haven't. Right? We actually designed.
So they haven't exited.
No, they haven't exited.
And we didn't chain them by force.
No. Instead, we have this course that we're doing, the Tazkiyah course, and basically it's self-upliftment, self-growth, and we've dedicated that course not only for the level 5s, but also for other people that just want to do the Tazkiyah.
So it's not a requirement to have done the
previous
the diploma to do the Tazkiyah.
No.
Right. Sheikh, last week we spoke with Ustad Yahya Rabi. We spoke about the importance of Arabic, because realistically, looking at it, you can't claim to be a student of Islamic knowledge without having some Arabic background. How important is Arabic at Al Furqan Institute? Any one of the Mashaykh?
Okay, so basically, if we look at it, right, it's a 2-year program. We have to be realistic.
You can't
and it's part-time as well. We always say to the students that we do not, when they come to the institute, we're not looking at them as being the future imams or the Moulanas or the Sheikhs. But what we want from them is to become better individuals and make an impact in society in that regard, right? So the Arabic is there, but at a very minimal level, right? You can't expect much from the student if they're studying Arabic for an hour and a half a week. We have to be realistic with regards to that. That's why we have the conversational Arabic, whereby the student learns vocabulary, interacts with the ustad, just to get a feel for the language. But in essence, the program as such is for them to become a better individual. We're not really going to have that academic student in a way that they're going to be able to read books. It's two hours on a Monday night, 2 hours on a Wednesday night. But what we can do is, with regards to the subjects that we offer them, is to give them the opportunity to see what is all about, to improve themselves as individuals. And essentially what we want is this for them to become better individuals and to make an impact in society in that way.
What I also see, Sheikh, is the possibility of a mentorship. This is my personal opinion. The possibility of a mentorship program with graduates, man. Because as an instructor, you can say, okay, read this book, come back to me. But if you don't know, you haven't dealt with a student academically before, you wouldn't know who to give your time to, man.
Exactly.
Because a mentorship, you can't just you tell the guy come, and then he comes one Saturday and never see him again. But you might have that one student as an instructor. You see the potential in that individual. Like Ustad Yahya Rabi mentioned last week. He never studied abroad.
He studied on weekends.
He studied on weekends, right? And he learned Arabic and English in the UK. You understand? So I think it's the student can potentially go beyond what the school offers by connecting to the teacher.
I think what Al Furqan gives you is like, and what this is what we were told, as students, it's we just give you the keys. We give you the keys, to be able to unlock many of the things that you want to unlock. So I think that just going back to the Arabic, obviously it's very important, and because it kind of like opens doors for you in terms of getting into tafsir, getting into hadith, and so on. But I think that the course that we have at the moment at Al Furqan is an amazing course.
It's very comprehensive.
Very comprehensive. And also the asatira that we have that are teaching it. They've been doing it for years. They've done the course themselves when they started studying Arabic. And so I think and it's always exciting. When I listen to the Arabic class, standing in the hallway and listening to the Arabic class, it's very interactive. It's a lot of fun, right? So there's always this hesitation to people when it comes to learning Arabic, learning a new language. But there doesn't have to be that hesitation when you come to Al Furqan.
Sheikh, Mashayikh, how accessible, right, are the teachers? Sheikh, I always make this example. The young Sahabi comes to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Ya Rasulullah, give me permission to commit zina.
No.
As a student at Al Furqan, do you think any young student studying in our academy, in our institute, would feel comfortable enough to approach one of the asatida at the...
Yeah, I think most of our teachers, or if not all our teachers, are relatable. We come from the same backgrounds, the students and teachers. We share WhatsApp groups where if students have any queries, questions, concerns, they can easily just reach out to an ustad, to a teacher, and benefit from that teacher or seek advice from that teacher. So I think our teachers are very, very accessible, and I think that's one of the hallmarks of our institution. There's obviously a level of familiarity, and there's a comfortable, relationship between teacher and student, but obviously surrounded with respect and the necessary decorum and stuff like that.
Sheikh, the program that myself and Sheikh Ebrahim runs, the Heart Matters on Voice of the Cape. One of the comments that boggled my mind the most was the things that you speak is actually relatable. And then I think to myself, what do we then study Islam for? Why do we study Islamic knowledge when what we learn is not relatable, or it's not, like Sheikh Muhammad said, tools that we can use in our
everyday life.
In our life. So we don't have the Sheikh is there and the student is there. I mean, there has to be that connection somehow, and like you said, with respect and with understanding, inshallah. Sheikh, you have a big staff complement. Usually a new school, Sheikh Muhammad, traditionally, when a school opens, the founder teaches himself, and that's it. Alone even. And maybe 5 years, and he's teaching alone all the subjects.
MashaAllah.
Al Furqan is in its third year, and it has a staff complement of almost 10.
We're about 30.
30 teachers.
Not just teachers, administration staff. And that I'm including the Young Muslim Academy as well, which is a branch of Al Furqan. So it's roughly about 30. I mean, mashallah, tabarakallah, that's how a team would work. I mean, also if you want to make an impact in society, that's what is required. And if we look at the structure of the course, it will be very difficult if it is just one or two individuals being teaching diploma, and then you have a foundation program that also needs attention, whereby teachers are actually, making so much effort to teach people to how to learn and how to read Quran, alphabet, and then after that bringing the letters together and starting to eventually read Quran. So you can't just have 2 or 3 individuals doing those things. So alhamdulillah, when we started off initially in Port Elizabeth, Mashaykh has been great support, to be part of this initiative. They actually saw the vision, and they wanted to be part of it, and we haven't looked back. Alhamdulillah.
Shukran, Sheikh
And
Muhammad.
then
Like my mother always says, shukran,
and Sheikh Ebrahim, was insisting that we should have it in Cape Town as well. And
Sheikh, I mean,
maybe he just didn't think it will make such a big impact. But alhamdulillah, this is all through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's grace. This is a part-time institute, and the things that we've achieved, we must really be thankful towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that.
Sheikh,
With minimal budget, by the way.
Don't this not go into the budget. Canada. Your years in Medina, did you run into the late Sheikh Muhammad al-Sharif?
No.
Was he there before
No,
you?
he was before us.
But I mean, if I look, right, I'm not comparing.
You can't compare. That was a giant passion.
No, I'm not comparing. I'm comparing the Institute of Maghrib and Al Furqan. And we can't maybe it was more Muhammad al-Sharif. But what we're seeing is that whenever there's somebody that has potential or skills, we rope him in.
Yes.
It's not that we're going to do our own editing for the videos.
Yes.
It's not that we're going to do our own printing for the booklets. It's not that one guy's going to teach all the subjects. So when we see strengths, we pull it in. So
that's why I said we have a staff complement of 30. I mean, Brother Mizan, for example, he's been busy with us since 2020, since the beginning, maybe 2-3 months after that. And videos, posters, you name it, he's been there as a support.
And the best quality as well.
And the best quality. You've seen the Ramadan videos that we release every year. So alhamdulillah, that has been the support that we've been receiving. I've mentioned the Mashaykh, and then we have fantastic administrators as well. That's
so new staff for 2023.
Any new staff? Well, the big one,
the big one,
Dr. Ashraf.
Okay, mashallah.
You know that he has graduated now. He's got his doctorate. Alhamdulillah. So he will be joining the Cape Town staff, inshallah.
Inshallah, we'll be benefiting from him, inshallah, as a staff member. We hope to benefit, and definitely the students will benefit from him, inshallah. Shaykh Ibrahim,
you know him for quite some time, eh?
I know him since before he started. Yeah, probably when he started studying from Dar Arqam. This Dar Arqam here in Athlone. In actual fact, I met him when I was translating for a bi'atha from Jamia Islamiyah. So they came and did a dawrah. I was a mutarjim in the day. I was a translator in the dawrah. And Sheikh Ashraf took out some words that I didn't translate, and he wanted to know the meaning of the words, and he was just fresh out of high school.
Wow.
Then he left for Libya after that. When there was some unrest in Libya, he moved to before the unrest, he moved to Egypt, and there we spent some time together, and then he went off to Medina for almost 20 years. It was
Is it 20 years?
Yeah, it could have been almost
6 years in the undergrad and about 10 years in the
16 years.
So he graduated with his doctorate in comparative fiqh. I just want to mention to you. So you'll be teaching Hanafi fiqh and the Shafi fiqh.
And we even have Hanabila at Shaykh Ibrahim.
I didn't touch on that.
He never leaves that of that is Hana. It's Mullah Ashik that always he never leaves with the fact that they are Hanbali.
Are the Hanbalis amongst Sheikh Yusuf? I know he's the only one who stated that he's Hanbalism.
MashaAllah. Mashaykh, so Shaykh Ibrahim for 2023. If we were to give you 5 minutes, right, to sell your product, you're a man, you a buy, you sell motor space.
We try to.
Sell Al Furqan.
Putting the man on the spot,
It's just like that pen thing where you have to sell the pen.
Okay, so Hail over there, it's 2023. He potentially wants to learn Allah's deen. Make him come to Al Furqan. بالتعريف with the alif and the lam.
Alif and the lam. Al.
Right. Make it seem, or not make it seem, get him to join.
I think if in the first thing that I would start off with is, do you want that journey? And is it something that you want? Because remember, it needs to be something that you want. You need to want that change. So if you want to embark on this journey, then That's the first point of reference that we would start upon. And then afterwards, I would introduce him to, and especially personalize the teachers, the asatira, because I think that's important. You need to know who you're going to sit with. And over there, we have the likes of Sheikh Yusuf, Moulana Ashik. We have Sheikh Wasim over there. Sheikh Wasim Ebrahim is very well known.
Oh, brother, Moulana Ebrahim that didn't want to come.
Yeah, and Moulana Ibrahim painting, Sheikh Nasser Barnes, and this is the team that we have. If I left it,
Missy.
And no, but I mean, and then introduce them to and just get them to know who the teachers are, and then I think that would sell the product within itself.
Inshallah. So when you go onto the website, Sheikh, you see names, you see curriculum, you see exams, you see assignments. I'm 75. I want to learn Allah's deen, structured. I don't have time for I don't have time for exams. I can't type, Sheikh. I can't write. But I want to benefit from the mashayikh.
So alhamdulillah, we've got students like that at the institute, both campuses, Port Elizabeth and in Cape Town, for those that wanting to learn, wanting to do the diploma of flagship. And they don't write the exam. They're just there to listen, and absorb as much as they can. Like I said, the program is such that it's intensive, but you have the option of either doing the examinations to test yourself.
So we're not rigid, Sheikh,
We're not rigid
in
at
how
all.
we
We're not
accommodate
rigid
you.
at all. We're not rigid at all. So if you do not want to test yourself, you don't want to measure yourself, you just want to be there in a gathering of learning and be exposed to the different sciences, then mashallah, there's that opportunity
Sheikh,
as well.
so in a semester, how many subjects would I be doing as a new student? If I sign up, how many subjects would I be doing from now till Hajj?
Okay, fiqh, Arabic, tafsir, and hadith.
What if I wanted to do only 2 of the 4 for now, Sheikh?
You could do that. That is possible.
And the other 2, would I have to wait till next year, 2024, to do the other 2?
No.
Would I be able to do level 1 complete in 2023?
You could do the first 2 subjects in the first semester and the second 2 subjects in the second semester. Just to add to that sales pitch is that I think Al-Furqan, what it does very well, it removes all of those hurdles that we have in our mind. That I don't want to study because it's too expensive, so we've removed that hurdle, right? I can't do it full time, so it's part time. I can't always be in class, because I have work and I have kids. So there's that blended approach where you can actually attend classes online. It's recorded, so you can attend. Yeah, we won't mention the online.
Do we promote?
We don't promote it.
That's a crutch.
But it is
It's a crutch. It's there. It's
available.
It's a safety belt.
And yeah,
like if you go to the beach, is that safety, that belt, that tire there?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we don't throw it in the water every day as part of, it's there. It's there when we need it.
I know Sheikh Yusuf is like,
I'm anti.
He's very, very no, I know you're anti,
and
because you want people to be there.
Sheikh, I'm a tutor for an online university
Yeah.
for 12 years, and I can see
the drawbacks.
But we are not an online university. There's a difference, and I'm not saying that blended is failing, because a teacher doesn't have 2 colbs. A teacher doesn't have 2 hearts, right? And as an instructor, you either there or you either online or you in person. And as an instructor at Al-Furqan, I would say the in-person trumps all.
Definitely.
So we accommodate.
We accommodate, but we don't. I don't encourage. I mean,
you don't encourage it.
I
I don't think any. I don't think
lives a road away from the masjid that wanted to do online. I said no.
I'm speaking specifically about that person that lives in George, for example.
Correct.
The person lives in Paul, Johannesburg. Well, I mean, we had students from the UK, people that came to
Canada. Somebody flew down.
Someone came just to check out the school from Canada. So for those individuals, if you have that hurdle in your mind, I can't do it, because of these things. Now here's this opportunity that we can actually
Beautiful answer. And that's one of the ikhtilafat that we have. Sheikh Ebrahim promotes online. I don't.
He accommodates. He doesn't promote
but I mean, we even have online teachers. Accommodate.
Yes.
Sheikh Zain is in Saudi.
Yes.
Sheikh Ashik will be moving to Saudi, and he will remain.
Inshallah.
And there's more as well, for the exams and those assessments that you people are worried about, right? We have many students. I mean, we have family members that's attending classes, but they don't necessarily need to write exams. They're sitting there and they just want to benefit, and that is an option as well.
And the online, side, Sheikh. We had people who had COVID, but they wrote the exam online.
Yes.
Because, but they were in class all the time. When they got infected, they stayed at home, did the responsible thing, wrote at home, and then when they were cured, they came back to class. So yes, I do think the online as a crutch, as that safety.
Initially, we started off online.
Yeah.
We were a COVID institute.
Yeah.
Our first graduates, probably a year and a half of it was mostly online because it was back and forth, right, during that period. So yes, we definitely know the benefits and the disadvantages of online.
It's another crutch, right? And I think many students, especially people who have maybe left school for a long time, right? They don't do a lot of notes, right? So you want to sit in the class and you want to benefit. And some people take notes and some people don't. But for them, there's the slides that's available, and the notes are available online on Google Classroom, which is very modern.
They have access to previous lectures,
both the audio and the notes.
So you're saying Al Furqan is techno savvy?
Very techno savvy. Alhamdulillah. Thanks to Sheikh Ariefdien and many of our technical support staff. Sheikh Abdulaziz, definitely. Shout out to Sheikh Abdulaziz.
Does all the running around.
Yes,
literally.
Okay, Sheikh Muhammad, we going into our final few moments, inshallah. The guest usually gives a iman booster for the week, inshallah. And
Iman booster, Sheikh Moulana hasn't mentioned anything.
No, I'm listening. I'm facilitating. I'm facilitating.
He's in the navigating scene. But Sheikh, for us, man, I mean, every week we deliver Jummahs. I usually ask that iman booster because I'm selfish, because I need something for my heart. For the students, potential students, and even if you choose not to be a student, because we always mention the friend and the foe. Just in case you're watching, friend and
for
foe.
the friends and the foes.
Well, I should say for the
No. Julle wat kyk. Ons weet julle kyk.
Yeah, I think in one of my last lessons that I taught in 2022, I was telling the students when we were reflecting about our year and our journey and where we are as individuals and our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what we need to really try to do more often is to have that moment with Allah during the day. Sometimes your life is so busy, things are happening in your life, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just facilitates the situation for you. And each and everyone has that moment. And what better way to recognize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during that period? So that's what I always tell the students, is just during the day, find that time to be thankful towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, have gratitude. And especially when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is facilitating things for you, making things easier for you. Appreciate those moments and connect to Him. And inshallah, once you do that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increases the blessings in your life. Might not be exactly the way you want it to be, but the blessings will continuously come. So that's my iman booster.
Yes,
I hope that inshallah it has
that reminds me of the words
somewhere there in the hearts.
It hit me right here. Filgal. Interesting Arabic fact. Lughatul Jaljala, I never heard of it. In Egypt, they said Galgala. There's one. It was a short video, but I usually save it, but it ran past me. The person spoke about Lughatul Jaljala being part of Fusha, the Qaf being a G. And there are some narrations where the Prophet, or it's claimed where the Prophet told Jibreel, Ma ana bigari. Ma ana bigari. So it was just like something, because I thought it was something that came out, evolved later on in Saudi, where they make a Qaf, a G, and whatever else. But that was just my five. But Sheikh, wallahi, reminded me of the words of Umar ibn al-Khattab. I don't care how I wake up. If there's goodness or bad coming my way, because I don't know what is good or bad for me. But shukran, Sheikh. We flew all the way out of P just for this 45 minutes, just to see if we're doing our job. Inshallah, anything that is good came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything evil, blame Sheikh Ebrahim and Shaitan. But inshallah, shukran, Sheikh. I think this is really that seeing is believing. So not only did you hear about I even call it التعريف الفرقان بالتعريف, but now you see what we have to offer inshallah ta'ala. Registration, Sheikh, are we still open?
We open for registration.
Are we
up
like
until-
inundated with registration?
Alhamdulillah, the registration has been very
Does it look
good.
does it look
Very
good?
good, yeah. We closing on the 20th. That would be the deadline for registration.
And
Inshallah.
classes start
The 23rd
for everyone or
for everyone, inshallah.
Inshallah.
And what's amazing is I saw in the registrations also we have two imams, right? They do
MashaAllah.
imams that are joining Al Furqan also.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, so that's
MashaAllah,
I'm
that's
excited
excellent.
about that.
Sheikh, I was speaking to Ahmad Kamali,
Hmm?
you know, a brother that's close to us, and we were speaking about upskilling, and you know, because he was speaking about he does catering, and he does catering for accountants that have to upskill once a year, once a month, and he says, now why does the imams not do that?
No.
And why do the mashayikh not do that?
Mm.
So I said, no, inshallah. This
I
is
think they
something-
got the message early.
No, I mean, even us as instructors, we hope to
Yeah.
upskill with Sheikh Ashraf,
Ashraf.
and it filters down.
Inshallah.
Barakallahu
Inshallah.
feekum. Sheikh, Ashik, closing remarks, because possibly this could be the last one we actually see you here.
It's
Allah's qadr is great.
That's gonna be
Allah's qadr is
that's gonna be bittersweet.
Allah's qadr is
You
great.
wanna be here and you wanna be there. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from Al Furqan, from the founders and the teachers
She
and
has
the
such a
students.
beautiful dua, man. May Al Furqan all stand in front of the haram. One of the
In
students at
2023.
2023.
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
And when
MashaAllah.
Ashik's going to be out, my tawf, inshallah.
Ameen. Ameen, inshallah. Inshallah, who knows? Perhaps we'll launch, inshallah, in the new year, Al Furqan.
Siratua.
No. Golf.
Golf. I mean,
Hij wil het doen.
Khaliji.
Naam. Inshallah, hopefully we'll fly the Al Furqan flag there. Inshallah, because I told my wife, if I go overseas, I definitely want to be involved. I know many Tulab al-Ilm when they go over to the Gulf countries to work.
Yeah.
But dawah obviously is part of our lives. Studying is part of our lives. So I don't think it will change
Sheikh,
when
I
we come
can
over there.
guarantee you're going to feel an emptiness if you don't have some type of dawah activity in your life. You're gonna
Inshallah.
feel
So
emptiness.
Al Furqan and catering for those watching
Catering
us, inshallah.
service in Medina, halal meat.
Catering for
okay.
for the expats living in Saudi. Inshallah.
Middle East.
We'll be there,
Definitely.
inshallah. We'll cater to your
Opportunities,
spiritual, deeni, religious needs, inshallah. And may Allah grant us tawfiq and understanding and power, inshallah,
حياكم الله بارك الله فيكم شيخ
to do that, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan.
وإياكم السلام عليكم ورحمة
وعليكم
الله
السلام
وبركاته.
السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
هلا بالخميس هلا بالخميس ويكند عيال هلا بالخميس هلا بالخميس هلا بالخميس ويكند عيال